Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to finish this disaster piece off. We're gonna get right into To Slay the Beast. It's the time Necron has been waiting for. This is his favorite map. He watches every single uploaded video of somebody commentating their playthrough of this map, including everybody who has uploaded it multiple times. So, hi Necron, bye Necron. To Slay the Beast. Infested platform over the planet Char, Kerrigan's base of operations.
The time is finally upon us, my minions. By the wretched Overmind and the last of its renegade cerebrates. We can count on the UED providing us with heavy resistance, but not even they can stand in our way. Now that the matriarch Rashagal is in my custody, I possess the means to attack the Overmind with impunity.
But my queen, I thought only the Dark Templar's energies could harm the Overmind and its cerebrates. Even with the numerous broods at your command, any attack we launch against the renegades will be in vain.
Not so, Duran. As a matter of fact, I'm expecting my secret weapon to be arriving very soon.
As you say, my queen, but I still don't understand why. We are receiving a transmission from an unidentified Protoss carrier.
That's what I love about the Protoss. They're so punctual.
Kerrigan, this is Zeratul. I don't know why you've taken our matriarch.
Zeratul. She's not the one I'm truly interested in. I stole her to get to you. You see, I need you and your brethren to kill the Overmind for me. The only way I had of assuring your cooperation was to take away that which you value most. However, I give you my word that once you've killed the Overmind, I'll allow her to return to you.
As if your word held any value.
Zeratul, my faithful servant, you must aid Kerrigan in this endeavor. The Overmind is our common enemy. It must be destroyed to ensure that our people will survive.
You asked me to aid this vile creature.
I do not ask this for myself, nor do I ask it on Kerrigan's behalf. I ask you to do this for our people, Zeratul. Obey me as you always have. Trust in my judgment.
Very well, matriarch. The Overmind will die this day.
Gross, dude, that entire briefing was gross. Don't make me watch that. Don't make me sit through that. Oh, man. God damn it, they did it again. Dude, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? Seriously. Tell me that. So this whole briefing is story framing to make the previous mission matter at all in the context of the broader story. And I guess Rashagal trying to persuade Zeratul to behave like a reasonable human being, well, not that any of this is reasonable, but trying to persuade Zeratul to do what Kerrigan is asking him to do is supposed to be an early manifestation of her mind control or infestation or whatever. The problem here that I have is I look at this whole ordeal and I see nothing but this really overcomplicated charade to get these characters to behave even more unintelligently than they already were and eventually overflow into some sort of resolution that makes sense for the plot. You've got Kerrigan going on this wicked tirade or side tangent with her battle plans where she sends Duran down, who thankfully Duran came up with that plan in the previous mission because otherwise we would have been fucked. And yeah, I mean that was a StarCraft 2 map as well. So Duran, not only forget about the epilogue, man. Forget about the bonus mission. Sorry, the bonus mission that's going to come up in 2 maps. Just you fucking wait. Check that timestamp, baby. Keep an eye on it. It's coming. And that's miserable, man. That is misery. So forget about that though, which obviously was a foreshadowing of StarCraft 2. But take a look at that last mission, the first StarCraft 2 mission. Radio Shack pointed it out perfectly in the comments section. So, I mean, it's basically the same thing I was arguing. I just wanted to call him Radio Shack. So, going away from that and coming back to this mission, now Duran is like, even though he's supposed to be the big epic bad, or the agent of the big epic bad, he's unable to tell what Kerrigan's plan was, and he didn't ask Kerrigan for information as to why he was retrieving the matriarch in the first place. I actually forgot that he was completely unawares as to what Kerrigan's ulterior motive was for taking the matriarch in the first place. I completely neglected to remember that one, because if you actually look at, he just buys fully into the idea in the briefing of the previous map. He doesn't give a fuck, and she doesn't explain it. So I thought they were just all on the same page, and this just wasn't expressed to the player. But no, it's even worse. Kerrigan didn't share her plan with Duran, and Duran's the guy who's going down there risking his own life for some psychotic reason. I imagine being the servant of the big bad and risking your own life. Maybe you can see into the future and know that the Protoss are just going to be a slog to grind through, and you won't get Reaver dropped on the way to an objective and die. Maybe that is the case, but it's just the whole thing falls apart at the seams once again, just as soon as we start to take a look at it. So it's just infuriating at this point. It's just so annoying to deal with the fact that we're looking at this and we're experiencing this, and it's just slapping us across the face every time we pay attention. It's like, oh, what's that? Let me zoom in a little bit more. Let me focus on this. Oh, it's a middle finger. Oh, and there's a million of them. Oh, and it's there everywhere I look. Well, I guess I better just stop. Take my glasses off, please. I don't need to see anymore. I just won't pay attention, and that's the only way that I can avoid getting the middle finger shown to me every single time. Like, how inconsiderate and malicious do you have to be as a writer, as a game designer, to produce this pile of shit? And that's to say nothing about the gameplay of this particular mission. Check out these objectives. Destroy the Overmind with Dark Templar, okay? Must be able to have Dark Templar. I can't lose my base, which has never been an issue before. I haven't lost my base ever before, unless you can count, like, sort of losing some part of my base in the Fury of the Swarm map, the 6th map, the 2 maps ago. I've never been able to look at this and say, oh yeah, here's an example of me, losing my base. The AI was real competitive. Okay, so maybe they're going to be now in this particular mission. There's like one attack that, as a result of AI bugs, is actually quite devastating if you don't have the proper counter to it. And it may end up causing me to reload here. That being said, we've never really run into that issue before, so I can't lose my base. But now it's a matter of, like, principle. Like, the game is saying that if I lose my base, I die. Because I can't, it's not like they give me a probe. I can't warp in my own Protoss base. There's no Protoss AI ally. You just get some fucking gateways in your base. That's their idea of gameplay, of proper victory conditions. You thought hero units were bad. Well, hero structures now. Don't lose those structures, man. Don't lose your Templar archives either. It's like, this is really a StarCraft 2 mission as well. Because if they bothered to make it so that a gateway could build a Dark Templar without having a Templar archives, or if they bothered to, like, make a triggered event where every X seconds you get a new Dark Templar if you're below a certain number, as long as a warp gate survives or some bullshit, I could see this happening in this environment, because it's basically the same thing that they did. Now, thankfully, you still have to spend money on them, but that's it. It's just the whole thing is a joke. And you can only build Dark Templar and not Dark Archons. Telling you, man. They didn't give a fuck. Nice gas. So there's a million pre-placed things in this area. Stay tuned. I still can't believe they fanfictioned this. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and scout around here. I think our first base is in some comical location behind us. Yeah, so this is the first base. This is a biracial AI, dude. An AI you can't assume the race of. So this outpost to our immediate right should be easy enough to deal with. This is their idea of a first base that they give you in the last mission of the game, by the way. Suffice it to say, considering we can't even upgrade our guys... Oh, they do have tier 3 upgrades at least. So there is that. So it might actually be prudent in the early stages of the game to try to spam these. I actually have never looked into what the strategies are for speed running this mission. It's there's nothing in particular that you should even want to do. I don't think there's... It really doesn't scream out to me like a mission that needs to be speedrun. But, whoa, flying fucking drones, dude. That's an old bug. Now, they do have overlords, so we can't really rely on our detection. So I think maybe sending a bunch of hydras in behind them might be useful, but that is a pretty gas-intensive strategy. I do have an... What's it called? A evolution chamber, so... Should be fine. They parasited a Hydra. Okay. Now, AI actually do check targets that they can see for spellcasting, for things like Spawn Broodling, for example. So you do generally want to be careful about allowing them to... Oh, yeah. They did just tell me that. Sorry, Overmind. Hey, why... Dude, why were they so lazy with the advisors? This is the Overmind, by the way. He's on the opposite end of the map, and his mouth looks like a... Well, a mouth. I should have said his head looks like a mouth. Just a little sleepy, okay? We're also limited to only 16 supply, aka 8 Dark Templar at a time. Like, think of how fucking restrictive they ended up making this. Just super goofy. Hi. Fuck him up. Fuck you, Ahmed. Dude, imagine Ahmed joining the battle. Executed. But yeah, Ahmed joining the battle. He's here, man. I will take this for the gas, but I will not be happy about it. Wow. Hey, get out of here. I don't even see a drone corpse. I'm not sure where his kill was. But maybe it was one of his own allies' units or something. So yeah, just another Starcraft 2 mission. You know, you love to see it. I'm tempted to go and grab a fast pneumatized, but realistically speaking, it's not going to be possible to amass a great army of Hydras and also afford all these other upgrades. Like, I need to get Carapace and or missile attacks tier 2, so it'll be a while. I think I'll start on missile attacks tier 2 first, just because Carapace doesn't matter too much here. But yeah, the whole thing, I'm not even really sure. This is another one of those areas where they kind of undercut their own game flow by making it so, like, up until this point, it's been about playing as Zerg, and suddenly you just get this extra race stuff at the very end, you know? And it just feels really out of place, in my opinion. Like, they definitely could have gone a different approach, I think, and done so fairly safely. Anyway, with the number of Hydras I have, hopefully I'm able to deal with their air spam attack. And then next bit of gas I go to will probably have to be pneumatized, as I mentioned earlier, because I'm going to need to bring it in for lurker detection, wraith detection, that sort of thing. I don't actually know how much they use air units, but... So drop a couple of Sunkens over here. Alright. Save on minerals for a little bit so that I can afford that upgrade, and we'll be going from there. Again, just wanted to underscore once again how unfortunate it is that they opted for the jank approach of just spamming you with all of these units that you've got to slowly grind through. Hydra spam, by the way. What does he think he is, me? Your medics are a little late there, Buttercup. What a mess. Of course, when I said what a mess, I was talking about my own gameplay. Alright, I think I'll go ahead and throw down a Queen's Nest. It's getting to that point. We're gonna need to start looking at teching up. And, yeah. Oh, Hen. I wonder why this is his favorite map, huh? Holy shit. Well, boys, we appear to have our thumbnail early. That sucks. Destroyed, to be honest. Don't worry, they'll start transporting them over again like crazy people. Just use that for the wall for now, I think. And we'll go from there. Oh, hi. Guess I should put a spore over here. Yeah, that's rude. Oh, AI. You never fail to amuse me. Executed brutally. All right, boys, it's time to go. Go, go, Power Rangers. I'm gay for saying that. What's up, motherfucker? Oh, Where my homies at? Of course they have scanners. Bunch of pranksters. Hey. I didn't mean to attack my own man, okay? This is a distinct lack of men. I for sure assumed that that was going to be more annoying to deal with. And we got a decent amount of men left over. I for sure thought that there was a point where you could do Dark Templar here, but I think maybe I used Medieval Man or something and that enabled it, like one of the cheat codes. Well, you know what that means, boys. Unfortunately, there are islands to deal with, but it's not that big of a deal, I guess. It's just another annoyance. Oh, I guess we should leave a couple more. Yeah, classic. They probably have like an overlord or something assigned to the town still. That's okay. Where we're going, I think we'll be able to afford leaving everything as it is. Some of the fuck up. Let's just go ahead and send an overlord with this attack. How embarrassing. Oh. Right. Anti-N protection. Hey, we can go ahead and grab Adrenal next. Nice. Looks like I lost a couple of DTs. No big deal. Not like we're even using all of them anyway. All right, well, now we've cleared out everything that's on our side. I think the reason why this mission has a reputation for being challenging is just purely because of all of the junk you've got to grind through. I mean, the AI is not even borrowing their fucking lurkers at this point, so clearly they're not too concerned about all that much. I think as soon as we transition into whatever we need to transition into for the purpose of what's it called? Securing the exterior, like if I need to get some units in there to bomb some overlords in or whatever. There's like really not that much that we have to worry about over here, I don't think. But yeah, I guess this makes sense. And in fact, it makes sense to transfer some drones here as well, I think. Go ahead and grab this gas. And then we're going to need some overlords next. And that should give us everything that we need here. We're not worried about any saturation or lack thereof. I don't think we need to worry about too many static defenses, but I guess I'll go ahead and drop some anyway. Mostly just for insurance. We should have optimal or near optimal timings on our gases. This is a pretty retarded layout, but that's okay. We're in AI now. We're holding this L, even though it's a reverse L. Wow, that was embarrassing. Maybe we should go ahead and drop a spore over here, as a matter of fact. Just one less thing we've got to... One more thing to laugh at, I guess. Makes sense to bring some units over here as well. Alright, this should be good. What's under attack? Oh. Clown emojis? Oh yeah, their upgrades are abysmal, holy moly. Oh, we just hit tier 3 on that. I guess they're hitting my workers as they transfer over here. Now, unfortunately, we are still gated by supply that we have, but that shouldn't be that big of a deal. I'm not quite sure where those other units went. Maybe they ran into the static defense and died. I guess that wouldn't surprise me. Alright, so we'll just stash some spores over here. Oh. Oh, this might be, we might be coming up on the attack here. Oh, never mind. Let's drop another spore over there. It's like a weird mass guardian attack where the AI incorrectly identifies that it needs like 16 guardians or something, so... Just on that alone, now that I'm getting to the point where I have more money than I know what to do with, it actually makes sense for me to do what I did in the 6th mission, except this time intentionally. where I get every single fucking possible upgrade. Especially since I'm gonna have, what, I'm mining off of 4 gas right now? And yeah, the mineral counts aren't great, but rather they're not permanent, I should say. Just a couple of overlords here. We should be able to send some hydras down to the bottom right where there is a mineral only. And yeah.
The high cluster is under attack.
Dude, I don't know what is going on over here, but it's pretty funny. I await the tentacle death. Oh, there you go. Requesting a transport, classic behavior. All right. Okay. I might be cutting it close with the rally over here, just on the basis of the junk that may occur. I guess I'll get to... Oh wait, I'm gonna actually make a nidus. Excuse me. Sorry, I said nidus. I recognize that that may be offensive to some people. Alright. I only wanted 1 pair of Zerglings. But they spawned the larva just at the right moment. Oh. What the fuck is going on over here? I guess that is connected to the main one.
Forces are under attack.
Hi. What the fuck is this? What's up, motherfucker? N! Get him! He's a white N! And yeah, that little rally point thing that I just saw over there was precisely what I was talking about earlier. Where they may decide to rally. See you, nerd. But yeah, unsurprisingly... Okay, that was pretty weird. We got fucking ensnared by somebody. Alright. I'm sure you guys are wondering how the fuck this could possibly go on for however long it does in the actual game, and, well, it's simply because the ungodly amount of grind that is going to be upon me. It's one of the main reasons I'm building a base over here, so that I can nidus units in quickly. Though notably, I won't be able to nidus, destroyed. Where's my... Any overlord at all? There we go. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to nidus the Dark Templar, because that's just how you design a game. So that's why I have to bring them over. But I could show you. I mean, I'm in a position where it doesn't even matter if I end up losing all of these units. So I could definitely show you guys what's up. Just remake some more men. Honestly, the approach is quite unguarded over here, it feels like. Just retreat a little bit here, pull back. I'm just trying to draw out some of their men, because they're not going to rebuild all of them, I don't think. I mean, that's a fucking dangerous thing to say out loud, but just through our sheer numbers, we should have some sort of advantage over here. Here goes all of our attack speeds. Fuck this battlecruiser, dude. What if it said 1, 2, 3? That would be epic. This is actually predicted because I don't have that many. I only have tier 1 upgrades, and they've got tier 2 ship upgrades, ripping my fucking air units apart with a Valkyrie, and my units are ensnared, and, you know, insert any other reasons you can think of. Alright, let's take that Nidus. Bring it over here. Alright. I guess I should go ahead and drop another hatch over here just for the fucking gas timing. But yeah, as you can see, I'm floating a bajillion minerals. Alright. I'll just keep these guys here for now. I guess I'll go ahead and drop the last remaining DTs over here. Speaking of which, yeah. So the DT ferryman. Do we have tier 2? Yeah, we're not even close to tier 2, actually. The thing is, it's very difficult, and I would just say flat out ill-advised to, Dude, I don't know what the fuck is happening over here. Oh yeah, I didn't get anabolics or chitinous. Oh, I'm still on tier 2. Weapons as well, as a matter of fact. Looks like I was also on 1 extra. Hey! Hey, you can't do that to me! Hey, you piece of shit! So yeah, we can just A-move now to demonstrate the level of grind that we're dealing with. My next round of troops can compensate, I think. Hilarious. Hilarious. I mean, their Dark Swarms helped us out. It saved us the trouble of building our own Devours. I mean, Defilers. Sorry. I saw Devours right here, so... Oh, we did more damage than I thought. Shockingly enough, this is a good first attack for this mission. If you wanted to take these guys by ground, this would be like a... This is a fucking... You're ballin', dude. You can't believe how fucking good this turned out for you. Dude, I can't tell if that's a Goliath at first glance or if that's a Valkyrie. They're not exactly the same reads, but it's close enough that it's confusing. Yeah, this is, we actually have cucked them, I'm pretty sure. So the next round of reinforcements will do the trick for orange, and we'll get out of here much earlier than expected. That's okay. That's fine by me. Just go ahead and send these guys through. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Turn into fucking Bruce Jenner, dude. And I mean dude. Oh, is that an N? Oh, that's a defiler. That's way less exciting. I don't know why sometimes these units are bugged, dude. You notice that? Sometimes they don't actually go through the fucking thing. I don't know why. It's like they're pathfinding glitches and they're just losing all interest. And you go, dude. Oh, I misclicked. Alright. Reasonable, baby. Glad I looked up to see that. They still don't have cloak, however many minutes into the game we are, by the way. I looked over to see the frame counter. There is no fucking frame count. Very unfortunate. I'll go ahead and kill that vessel before it irradiates me. We're at tier 3, however you call it. No, I just want to kill him. I can't believe it. He lives with like 1 health. Hey, fuck you, battlecruiser. Oh, never mind. He's not even here. What a waste. Alright. Started kissing white time. Fuck him up. I don't know how you guys managed to get over there. Hydras swam over while I wasn't paying attention. Oh, a million Valkyries have appeared. We didn't even get to see the bullshit attack earlier. Holy fuck, dude! Wow, they really enjoy kissing me over here. Nice ramp, dude. Maybe this is our thumbnail. Oh, are we going to lose the game? I don't know, I have 1 Hydra over here. It had to be asked, man. It was a question that simply had to be asked. Some of the fucko. I'm glad the Ultras are the only ones who've survived. Look, they did a little spin. They put our fucking men on spin mode in case you decide to Overlord drop some units. This is fucking hilarious to me. Hi. Fuck that Guardian, dude. What am I witnessing? Oh, this AI hurts my very soul. Stop spinning. Why couldn't the game have ended better? And then, oh yeah, just, you know, no, don't worry about that missile turret. One.
Down, Carrion. The Overmind is dead. I demand that you release the matriarch at once.
Of course. Rashagal, do you wish to return to your tribe?
No, my queen. I wish only to serve you and remain at your side.
What treachery is this, Carrigan? This pathetic creature cannot possibly be Rashagal.
I promised that I'd allow her to return to you, Zeratool, but it looks to me like she doesn't want to go.
You have corrupted her. Poisoned her thoughts. Restore her to her rightful self, or you will pay dearly for this offense, Carrigan.
All right, Zeratool. Got me. I made you my slave long before I joined you on Shakuras. She made the mistake of underestimating my power, just like everyone else did. And now she's paid the price. With her as my puppet, I was able to eradicate the renegades on Shakuris and use you to kill the Overmind. And as you can see, you're me now. Not bad, huh?
We shall see, Kerrigan. We shall see.
You forgot to recall down in the bottom, idiot! Holy shit, you forgot to turn your AI off so they stopped building. I can't believe that! Dude, I can't believe that. That is real. They actually didn't just stop the AI script with like a killable or something. And before anybody who's a fucking AI developer who comes in here and is like, Prentigo, don't you know they didn't have the technology to do what you're telling them to do to avoid this obvious fucking hilarious slapstick bug to make their entire project look like even more of an embarrassment than it was? They had fucking source code. They could have programmed any feature they wanted into this piece of shit game, and they didn't. And that's fucking their fault, dude. That is laughable. Like, holy shit, that is unreal. That is unreal. And I guarantee you with the vanilla commands, you still could have done something. You could have given it to another fucking player like you did in all of the other cases anyway, and that would have stopped it. There's no excuse. There is no excuse for that. Holy shit. Unreal. Tournament 3. Because 3. Wow. that really deflated any opportunity for me to pay too close attention to what was going on there. But don't worry. I'll get to that later. For now, we got an editor review to do, baby. Check out my pre-placed. And yes, they had to pre-place the Zerg stuff for another player and then use a trigger to give it to them. Same with how this player is... wait. Oh, yeah. Wait. What? Oh, yeah. So yellow is the white Zerg and brown is the orange Terran. I don't know why they made distinctions there. Multiracial AI on the codebase level is super fucked. There's some really insane stuff that admittedly, I don't have a complete knowledge base on this. Not that I don't think anybody does, but I'm sure many people out there, like Nave, have actually dug into the multiracial AI on a codebase level and figured out a little bit more about what needs to happen for them. But like basically they check for supplies and all this other stuff. The unit ID that they use for automatically building more supply structures or supply units in the case of Zerg is checked on a basis of their ID, their race ID. So like Zerg I think is 0 in the assembly, whereas Terran is 1 and Protoss is 2. I think that's it. Might be the other way around where Protoss is 0 and Zerg is 2. I don't really remember. It's in the order of the PyDat checkbox, if that helps you, if you've ever looked at that. But it's a mess, suffice it to say. There's a ton of flags that check race based on like AI-specific operations that check the race and make determinations as a result of that. They basically have like an if race equals 0 and then an else for everything else. Like else if race equals 1, else if race equals 2. And then they have like a safety switch that's if the race is neither of those, then you do nothing or you've crashed the game or something. I don't fucking know. But what it comes down to is the AI has a ton of checks. That means that it's a miracle that they got this AI to actually work in this context. Now, you can do basic shit like have them do stuff like this where they have everything pre-placed. Notably, they can't build on creep. Allies cannot build on creep. That's something that we're going to have to eventually fix for my own projects. But obviously, that means that if you are Zerg and you have some Terran units, you can't build the Terran structures on the Zerg creep. I think Starcraft 2 doesn't have this problem in team games. But honestly, I couldn't remember. I think I do remember it happening before. Maybe that was something that they decided to change later on, or maybe that was only for the campaign or something, or co-op. I don't really remember. But for sure, it's one of those things that feels a little weird in a team environment, especially when you're like supposed to have like this is one of the only large-scale maps in terms of number of enemies that you can possibly drum up in your memory when it comes to looking at it. And the sheer number of pre-placed shit for all players, including the human player, feels really bad in this context. But I would also say, like, pay attention to the fact that... pay attention to the fact that the creep and stuff, like, the way that they actually did it was they pre-placed everything and they made sure that this AI did not build stuff. In the 6th mission, they at least built stuff at their expansions, but That was actually the only mission where that happens. Like I said, the only other time I ever saw the AI build stuff in this game was the second Zerg mission where they built a gateway. And again, that feels like it was a bug. So that's pretty crazy. And yeah, I guess there was this mineral only I forgot about that I could have taken earlier. And I thought that this was a mineral only, but there was a gas here, so that kind of surprised me. Some corrections from the playthrough's commentary. And yeah, honestly, this is a lot easier than I thought it would be. I remember it being much more annoying to crack through, but I guess I just didn't bother building as many units the last time I played this back in 2017 or something. Whenever it was, 2016. But it's not a good map. You know, it's not really got that great map flow. The islands break up way too much. You know, trying to siege this space is something I think I may have actually done in my previous playthrough. Maybe I just sidestepped it entirely, but it's one of those things that, like, this, just cracking this alone is so unbelievably miserable, and it doesn't really help you out that much. Admittedly, that means there would be less reinforcements coming for white when you siege this area, but as you saw, that weren't really any issues. And I guess maybe this can be enough to turn the tide in your battle earlier on if you don't have critical mass at that point. But this is the quintessential build up to critical mass, get a million resources, get vibrated by your phone. And don't bother like trying to do anything in the early stages of the game. Don't bother trying to do anything other than like securing a better setup for your economy. You can really only play the game through one dimension in all of these cases. Now, I'm sure there's some, not really speed run strat, but a more optimal opener where you can get a better expansion in the earlier stages of the game. By attacking this base, maybe with all of your starting units, you can clear out the various things over here. Because this is actually a very low defended base in terms of number of defenders. And then you look at over here, it's a little bit more. I don't know if they start with siege mode. That would definitely change things up because of the pre-placed tank. But they also have a much quicker route to reinforce, which makes the space a little bit harder to take in the early game. And these are all things that you should not really have to consider when trying to plan your early moves. Like they outright remove the early game, and they accelerate even the mid game to such a crazy extent by pre-placing so much shit for the enemy AI, and sometimes handing them starting upgrades, which I'm not even going to bother checking this time around, but. You know, it's just one of those things that the more you dig into it, the more inexcusable it becomes. All the design decisions stack on top of each other and just end up being quite miserable in terms of what the product ends up being. You know, it's in service to misery. And that's an unfortunate takeaway, but really the only one that makes any sense. So if I had to make suggestions for this particular map, because I guess since there's more expansions, there's more bases, you're fighting against two AI that are doing this weird mixed race thing, it has some aspects to it that make it feel like maybe it could achieve some scale, but all of the scale is not that it has is not achieved organically. It's all pre-placed, right? So you don't actually get any value out of that. You don't feel like you could have stopped it at any point as the player because it's there from the beginning of the game. And as a result, you know, obviously you got to cut down on all the pre-play shit. That's the first thing. But even in terms of map flow, I really strongly disagree with the idea that all this stuff should be on islands. One thing you will notice is that generally speaking, especially in custom content, I feel like a lot of the end stage projects, like the ending maps in an individual campaign or something, tend to feel like they prefer islands or something like that. Maybe this is only a small subset of campaigns and is not true widely speaking, but I feel like there's at least a preference for air at the end of the campaigns, and they build that they build around the assumption that whoever's going to play is going to prefer spamming air units. And maybe that's just because that's a default bad campaign player playstyle, is spamming air units, because then you don't have to worry about the shitty level design of the campaigns. And again, the default campaigns influence and inform so much about what the end user experiences and expects from future content, be it official or otherwise, and as well as obviously influencing the designers of that custom content and presumably future official content. So it's not really much of other than a truism, but I think you can learn from that. You can, if you do accept that thought, you can take a look at this and say, well, you know, clearly this is failing to meet any standard based on the fact that it's just an added chore for the player to deal with. Now, I was able to sidestep it with Nidus's, but had I been any other race, I wouldn't have been able to. And even as my win condition required Dark Templar, I had to use transports no matter what. Like, that's a mandatory thing. And I don't believe that it should be mandatory. Because in this particular case, you could go mass air, but even then you would still need to get ventral sacks and send at least one Dark Templar over to kill the Overmind. If we were going to do that and Zeratul was just going to fly in anyway afterwards in a cutscene and kill the Overmind after we fucking killed the Overmind, again using a cutscene to do what the player should have been doing, and in this case actually fucking did do, which is even more puzzling, just like the end of the Protoss campaign of Vanilla, where they kill it in an actual cinematic at the very least, which is a step up from a fucking in-game cutscene, but still results in... you know, we kill the Overmind, and then Tassadar's like, oh, I gotta kill him. Get out of my way. Don't steal my kill. And then 9/11's himself. So I don't really get the whole idea behind it, but like clearly it doesn't feel satisfying to watch somebody else do, like, take credit basically for what you just did. And Zeratul just walks in with 1,000 damage Psyblades and kills him in 3 hits. Yes, 3 hits. Simulation. And that's supposed to feel satisfactory? I don't understand. Where the fuck was Zeratul this entire time? I don't know. And then, of course, he drops down with Dark Templar, or Dark Archons. I don't know why Dark Archons, though. Like, why? I don't get it. Why they weren't even used. We couldn't even use them. And then, you know, Kerrigan deploying there, Rashagal just being... I was trying to keep her selected, but I got distracted by the SCVs being removed, which is Slapstick. She has a Dark Templar portrait, because she is a Dark Templar renamed for this one mission. That I can show you. That's just in unit settings. We go to Protoss. I think it's in Heroes. Yeah. So, oh wait, no, this is a regular Rashagal. Where the fuck is, what's her face? Maybe it's a ground unit. Oh no, I was just using the Dark Templar. Yeah, here it is. So we click on Dark Templar, you'll notice that they have custom name. Whereas normally this is just Dark Templar. If that's not embarrassing, I don't know what is. And again, it's this aversion to them ever wanting to do any work on an engine level to provide more content for the... Like, I don't even feel like it makes sense to call a hero version of another unit content, but give yourself better tools and make it so that it's not going to break my immersion when I have Rashagal selected and it shows the Dark Templar portrait in the victory screen. Like, I just don't get it. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. Slave Brood, by the way. Wow. Now you know why Necron likes this map so much. All right, we're continuing on. The Reckoning, somewhere on the planet Char. 6 hours later. That's 3 + 3.
My queen.
Fuck you.
With the Overmind and its Cerebrits destroyed, all of the Zerg in this sector have reverted to your direct control. The remnants of the UED fleet have fled the planet, but I have no idea how many functional ships they still possess. We have finished relocating your primary hive clusters to this orbital platform. However, we do have a problem. Somehow, Zeratul and his brethren were able to bypass our defenses and steal their matriarch away from us.
Damn Zeratul. He's a formidable adversary. Where have they run to, Duran?
Our scouts report that they have regrouped with a number of Protoss survivors on the surface of Char. The matriarch is being held within a stasis cell, leading me to suspect that the Protoss will attempt to take her home to Shakuras.
They still believe that she can be saved from my influence. Zeratul will be very disappointed to learn that Rashagal is beyond redemption. How much time before their fleet is ready to debark for Shakuras?
Debark?
Will be capable of dimensional
Bark?
recall within 30 minutes, my queen.
That may be all the time we need. Cerebrit, mobilize all of my broods and send them to the surface of Char. I want you to bring both the Matriarch and Zeratul to me alive. Terminate the remaining Protoss with extreme prejudice.
Hey, I'm going to take 30 minutes just to break down why this is so awful. So, sorry, Kerrigan, I've already failed your mission. Man, let me tell you something. So, there's so many things that I really should be able to break down. I wish I could, like, scroll back in time and point to specific parts of the briefing and then, like, replay them. Like, almost like rewinding a replay or something like that, but in the briefing. That would be useful. Get Eidolon, Spider, whoever you are, wherever you are, look into making that, man. Can you imagine? Replay debugger. I need to analyze this shit, okay? I need to be able to go back and forth over this shit like it's football film and I'm a high school coach. So let me tell you something. When you say he is a formidable adversary, you are bashing me over the head with characterization. And you're admitting that you don't know how to make it seem like Zeratul is worth respect without telling me he's worth respect, which means he's not worth respect, and that was your last-ditch effort. You thought Drawing of the Web, and even the previous mission as well, were StarCraft 2 missions. That's World of Warcraft dialogue, which obviously also bled into StarCraft 2. Like, just think about that for a second, man. I guess Warcraft 3 dialogue as well. Like, that's just the epitome of bad storytelling, is you not knowing how to allow players to internalize through their interactions with Zeratul, fighting alongside him, fighting against him, that he is formidable, that he is powerful and worth respect. Yeah, you don't know how to tell us that, or rather, it's the only way you know how to do it. You don't know how to show us that, and you know, demonstrate enough evidence for the argument. You know, it's like, I try to break it down like this, because this is actually a reasonable way, I think, to break it down. If you were trying to convince me of something, just like the two of us are talking over Discord, you know, you're like, oh my God, Pronogo's finally talking to me. Oh my God, I can't wait. I got to convince him that Warcraft 3 is a good game. And then you're like trying to lay it all out, right? You can't just say your premise. You can't just say Warcraft 3 is a good game, and I'm not going to be able to agree with that, right? Especially if I disagree. Even if I did agree with the premise, like you say, Brood War is the best RTS, but it's only like that because it's a glass ceiling, which is just regurgitating one of my opinions. And now, if you did that, I might agree, but I would, even in that sense, it's not useful. You didn't do anything. You got to present information and allow me to make up my own mind whether I agree with you or not. And the good thing about having a dialogue, having a conversation, is that we can actually get to the bottom of it. Maybe one of us will change our opinions if we're being honest individuals and we agree to share our points of view and we explain why we still disagree, or why maybe one of us had convinced us of the other direction. You know, it's like, obviously that's kind of rare, what I'm describing, especially in the modern world. But that's sort of the process of convincing somebody of something, is directly talking to them that way. Well, as a writer, you're trying to convince your audience that like your work is worth respect, I guess, in a more broad strokes thing. But the function of dialogue in this particular context could be to convince us or give us more information about Zeratul's caliber of how good he is as an opponent, right? How worthy of respect he is as an opponent. Instead, it just tells us that he's worthy of respect, instead of letting us make up our own minds about him. Also, Duran, as far as I'm concerned, this is the epitome of the story writer or the script writer or whatever not paying any attention to the cutscene at the end of the previous mission and writing this briefing. Zeratul did not bypass your defenses. He walked up to Rashagal and they recalled out of there. I know it looked funky because the recall was on their shuttle and not them, but that's what happened. So that's what we saw with our own fucking eyes. We also saw SCVs blink into and out of the ether. I guess he was recalling the SCVs so the UED could exist in this map as well. That must have been what was happening there. We just didn't see the recall because it was off in the fucking other side of the map and it still affected them, because that's how far recall works, according to that cutscene. So that's what actually happened in the previous mission, and Duran just says something completely contrary to what we saw. And we're supposed to believe that people gave a fuck about this product. Again, they're trying to convince us that their product is worthy of respect and of playing, and they are doing a very poor job of that. Those 2 points really are ones that I wanted to linger on. Otherwise, I mean, you know, the whole, like, Kerrigan, I guess off screen completely, because before she joined everybody on Shakuras, she had fucked with Rashagal. Like, before we even knew who Rashagal was, before we had been introduced to Rashagal in the Protoss campaign, I guess Kerrigan had done this. I don't know how, I don't know why. This is like, probably, this is actually about the same level of shit writing that the he is a formidable opponent is, because it's like everybody wants an epic twist, but nobody wants to earn it, because that's hard. So instead, we're just going to say that things happened off screen where the player had no knowledge of and could not have known, and might have been able to reverse engineer that something similar had happened, but they never would have known the specifics. Meanwhile, that's an important aspect to the plot, apparently, and we just don't ever get evidence of it. We just get told that it happened. Like, for all we know, Kerrigan could just be lying, and that's not at all what happened. But you know, the whole thing is just shit. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't put any effort into this. And it's like the epic, actually, I am the son of Palpatine or whatever. Like, weird-ass shit. Like, people just pull out these stupid twists at the end. And they're like, isn't this epic? No, you didn't earn anything. You just established and told us that this shit is what happened when that was contrary to our belief or whatever. Like, it wasn't necessarily contrary to anything, but we had no evidence for or against it. It was not even something that we were considering. So the whole thing is just a prank. So those 3 points are what I wanted to linger on, I guess. Otherwise, just broadly speaking, I mean, why bookend your fucking maps with giant dialogue like this, especially when it's so boring and so anathema to what an actual RTS's dialogue really should be about, and even what the RTS's characters should be about. Again, these characters are just pushing the plot along with no regard for their own character consistency and what they've been doing beforehand. And I mean, people pointed this out in the comments too. Meow, shout out to fucking Meow. I can't. I'm so gay. I'm so gay, guys. I love gay rights. Very interested in gay rights, but why do you name yourself Meow? So Meow pointed out that the Kerrigan was supposed to make, presumably was supposed to make her look like a badass and evil when she executes Duke and Phoenix, but they could have been useful to her, and she just fucked up and pissed off the UED. So, like, she's pissing off everybody for no reason. I mean, I made this point myself. Like, she just looks like an idiot. Well, here she looks like somebody wanted her really hard to be a bad, like a big bad, badass villain. With everything with a plan, but they didn't want to establish any of it. It's like the same logic that dictates that she wouldn't share her plans about kidnapping Rashagal, despite the fact that Duran is the one who put stuck his neck out to get that happening. Just why? Why any of it? Also, 30 minutes, that's 3 plus 3 plus 3. I'm not finishing that. Destroy the Protoss base within 30 minutes. Recover the Matriarch and Zeratul. 3 plus 3 plus 3 times 3 plus 3. Yeah? Huh? Huh? Anybody? Anyway, obviously we're just spam Hydra. Who would need to do anything else? Drone me, baby. Well, this is not a terrible layout, actually. We are right next to our gas and everything. Also, we have the entire enemy base revealed. So you are probably encouraged to go air just because of that. But it's kind of misleading because you have to destroy the Protoss base, which I think doesn't even include this stuff, but it might include every structure. I'm not really sure. If it does, we'll just get a couple mutas or whatever. I mean, we can just use our starting Guardians probably at that point, once we wipe everything else out. As long as we keep them alive. I'm not even sure if we need to expand on this mission. We have a lot of stuff here, so I think we should be good. Just need a lot of upgrades. We'll start on the heavy ones for now, and then move away to the easier ones, the quicker ones to get from the Hydroden itself. We even started with a high Ultralisk Cavern. Ahmed charges forth valiantly to scout. See that I have an observer. I mean, a lurker. Observer. I saw scanner sweep, and I guess my brain fried as a result. Oh, Defiler Mount. Yeah, we started with everything. I'm not sure why. They must have really wanted people to play their fanfiction Dark Origin map shortly after this came out, because so basically the logic is if you kill the base with like 10 minutes remaining or something, you unlock the bonus mission, which is, I mean, I don't get the logic behind it being that, but you know, whatever. I don't know why they even need the timer in the first place. Like, it could be a lot more organic if we had to just blow up some structures that were warping people out, or something like that. I mean, really, this whole thing is built around a gimmick anyway, so there's probably no salvaging it, but try to do something, you know what I mean? I don't think that we'll actually be able to make too much use of Zerglings, but I'll try. I might as well. And I think I'm probably good on drones pretty soon, judging by the way that they're spinning. Probably build up to the cap that I have now and then sit on a couple overlords for a while. And now we're stuck on low gas as well. See, the thing about timers is this is not something that's really come up that much because in RTS missions they don't usually exist. In micro missions, or sorry, macro missions, they don't tend to rear their ugly head. But they were in some of the other RTS games a lot, and they were pretty despicable as a result. Maybe we need another drone on here. Might explain our lack of. Gas. No, I don't think so. I think we're fine. But timers basically tell you that, you know, whatever your gameplay loop was before, you're kind of fucked. The other big issue is you may not actually know that you've lost the game. Maybe you lose the game because you get a bad start super early on, right? And you won't know that until, you know, however long the timer is, right? That's like probably my biggest concern with timers, is that it removes any opportunity for you to I also like that of all fucking people to attack me first, it's the UED. But it removes any opportunity for the player to have a concrete understanding of, you know, what exactly is going on with their victory condition, with their game state, that sort of thing. And it can be pretty destabilizing as a result. Do I get range or Ling attack speed? I think I get Ling attack speed. And then melee tier 2, and then range. Finding off of one gas is tough. Gonna be floating a lot more money. I guess I'll just drop another hatch and we'll Ling spam our way to victory until we have enough gas to get our round of Hydras, what with all of our upgrades. So that's my main concern with timers. I guess you could have like organic events, like reinforcements arriving with certain timers. It still feels kind of cheap, but as long as like maybe they have to construct a structure, and when they build that structure, every X minutes, some shit comes down, right? So you can actually interact with it. Like maybe that could work, but even then, I'm not really sure why you're worried about it. You know what I mean? All right, let's send these clowns to their death. Imagine some bipedal clowns hopping their way to victory. Another thing that they could have done that would have been pretty thematic, I think, is have Dark Archons mind control tanks and have them pull back to defend the base with tanks. There's the Reavers. If only they did AoE. Oh yeah, my unit's glitched. Well, we might as well run up here and kill this tank with my wings over here. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why you're gonna need destroyed, to be honest. One of the main reasons you're going to want Hydras in this map is so you can avoid getting shredded by unfortunate men. I'm wondering if maybe it's actually faster to take another gas by killing one of the UED bases, because they have a base to the north and to the south. We may not see them here, but you'll see them in the editor review. But either way... Hey, we killed a single photon cannon, that's something. Hey, we almost killed an Archon. Trying to click on them, dude. We got +1. Hi. Let's do a round of these, even though that would have been my tier 3 carapace. Oh, hi. Alright, we should be able to move with this control group of Hydras. And then we'll save up our gas for, like I said earlier, Oh, maybe we should wait for tier 2 melee. But yeah, I would like to order up another round of Hydras if I could, but really I... Doesn't make sense to invest in the late game in this mission when we're on a fucking timer anyway. Not sure. Just the idea that you could lose arbitrarily. It feels very arbitrary anyway. Is that yeah, that was okay. Epic. We'll still have it before everything else, I think, so. Really what didn't make any sense was the Ultralisk upgrade that set me back 200 gas. Alright. See what happens. Oh, yeah, I guess we should be sending some overlords as well. What? Akma, what are you doing? Oh yes, the classic High Templar. Dark Templar eviscerated my army, but we did a lot of damage to them and we cleared out all their Reavers, so that counts for something. At most, they should only have like 1 or 2 more. And this round of Hydras should suffice in clearing that out. I guess I definitely should have slapped down another hatch at some point. Reasonable. Hey, what are you doing? What do you see, dog? Do I wait for that? I think I just go, honestly.
All forces are under attack.
Yeah, sure. Fuck that cybernetics core. It's okay. They'll eventually suffer the wrath of my lurker. Okay, or not. Fuck you! Yeah, I'd say it's over for them. What is going on here? Constant single marine running out and dying. Classic behavior. I guess I probably should have gotten ventral sacks, just in case. Send these guardians over here. Hopefully I can avoid any pre-placed air units that they didn't bother using for defense for some reason. And I think I... No, I have no idea, actually. Son, I know. Oh, maybe I can reach that one from down here. Well, if it was 10 minutes, we definitely didn't make it just because of the fucking Guardian DPS. But this is everything that they have, so. Just go ahead and kill one of those white bases. Hey, get to work. Maybe it was 5 minutes, though. Either way, I can just Ophelia. What? Okay. Yeah, I think I would have said it right here. So I was probably just a couple seconds shy.
Damn you, Kerrigan, for what I must do.
Thank you, Zeratul. You have freed me from her vile control at last. You have always served me with honor. Thus, I must ask you to watch over my tribe. Into your hands I give the future.
Gross.
I can hardly believe this. You've killed your own matriarch.
Better that I killed her than let her live as your slave, Kerrigan.
Well, I have misjudged you, warrior. You are worthy indeed. You are free to go.
What?
I said you are free to go. I've already taken your honor. I'll let you live because I know that from now on your every waking moment will be torture. You'll never be able to forgive yourself for what I've forced you to do. And that, Zeratul, is a better revenge than I could have ever dreamed of.
You will regret this decision, Kerrigan. We shall meet again.
Oh, never mind. Bonus level activated. Dude, that's like the worst fucking thing I could think of reading. Holy shit. Oh, man. Can you believe it? Hey, I didn't even get to see if I killed the... What the fuck? It's not even a base. Well, I'll save that for the editor review. Holy shit. No wonder they were sending a single marine at me. Well, Kerrigan once again just decides to let a fan favorite Zeratul, the formidable opponent that she wanted to kill before because he was formidable and gave her a lot of pain and suffering, and well, let's just say she knew he would grip her face in the sequel, and all was forgiven. Fuck me, dude. Why she gotta be so stupid? I see what they tried to do here. They tried to write a U, but they didn't feel like adding enough players to the game to write a full U, so... You know, it is what it is. Happens. So yeah, this is the actual UED base with Sieged Tanks Bonanza. Wow, I guess it's a good thing I didn't go over here. Fuck that. And then you got the classic 3 Reavers at the beginning of the game. And then over here, down here, this is what I was what the fucking about earlier. It's not a base. They just take this... They're here to slow you down. They're not here to take it themselves. Like, what kind of boneheaded commander would order his men to secure an expansion, but not actually order his men to mine from it? Nah, I'm just going to have you build in the way of us building our own town center. You know what I mean? Because that seems like a reasonable thing to do. And then again, like, the pre-placed tanks is just like Babby's first fucking map. I'm going to put tanks over here because that makes sense. That's a strategic location. Put a fucking tank in the middle of nowhere just to fuck with the player in the early game. Will it help them defend when I destroy their base? No. Will it even really slow me down that much? No. Oh, so it's just there to piss me off. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, this space was pretty unconvincing, to be honest. I guess you have like an area over here you could drop down to try to get a better angle or something, but this whole map feels like an afterthought. I mean, what is it, the map size anyway? It's 128 by 96. 128 by 96. And it's literally the penultimate map. You know, again, not counting the bonus map. Yeah, the cops are coming all right, but it's not for me. It's for you, the map designer. I know you're watching this. Fuck you. Oh, there's not much more to say about that one, so we'll move on to the quote-unquote bonus, which is really just like bonus brain cancer.
Uncharacteristically true to her word, Kerrigan allowed Zeratul and a few of his brethren to leave the planet Char with their lives. These weary, battered Protoss set their course for the planet Shakuras with the hopes of finding their comrade Artanis and any other survivors of Kerrigan's wrath.
Dark Origin!
My friends, we have suffered a great defeat. Our matriarch is dead. Our fleets have been scattered across the astral winds. And Kerrigan has gained complete control over the Zerg swarms. Yet, as always, we must struggle onward. Our immediate priority is to find Artanis and his warriors. Once we have made contact with him, we can return to Shakuras and plan our next moves.
Prelate Zeratul, we are currently tracking Protoss power signatures emanating from an uncharted moon nearby. Our records do not indicate that there has ever been a Protoss settlement in this quadrant.
Strange. It could be Artanis or other survivors of our fleet down there. At any rate, it is our duty to investigate the source of the energy signatures. Set your course for the Dark Moon. If Artanis is there, we shall find him.
My butt boy might be on that moon. Let's go! I could just call him. I could just reach out to him telepathically. But that is not the Protoss way. The Protoss way is unfortunately finding Hybrid. And then later on, and the next time I see Hybrid in the sequel, it's saying, who could possibly be responsible for this? Investigate the N or G signature. I kind of fucked the last one, but you know what? You can't have three all the time. Zeratul must have read.
Zeratul. Sensors have detected
bear!
a small Terran compound near the source of the energy signatures.
Understood. I'll look into this matter myself.
So here's your Dark Templar micro mission, or Dark Archon micro mission. Not really much of anything going on over here.
Do this for iron. So be it.
Executed. Ow! Asshole.
I do this for
Ah! Here it is. Love it.
so be it. It will be done.
Some motherfucker.
There is a Protoss in this cell.
Danger. Test subject 23 suffering from psychic feedback. Pylon crystals at critical stage. Cell meltdown imminent.
Damn. The Terrans are having more trouble utilizing pylons than I thought. And I still have no clue as to why they had imprisoned that Protoss within the cell.
I'm sorry, I just had to do it. It was too funny.
Oh, I wonder what I'm supposed to do here, boys. Maybe it has something to do with using a siege tank to kill the pylons that are placed behind the photon cannons.
Or maybe I could just use my fucking Dragoons because my tank is locked down for 8 years. I might just get sieged himself. Yep, there you go. So I at least have range. No upgrades otherwise. Pretty sure there's supposed to be a battlecruiser over here that I'm supposed to grab. So yeah, this is going well. I didn't pay for a memeing or anything. Hey. What? What? Holy shit! Wow, I've never seen that one before.
Your orders, Templar.
Is that even gonna keep him alive?
Set a course. Your orders, Templar.
Receiving headquarters.
Wait, it's not even damaging his shields anymore. What the fuck? Dude, what did I just witness? Irradiating a hero. I kept him alive only by way of D-Matrix. My buddy D-Matrix. What's up, dude? It's D-Matrix. Check him out. Heard he's got an Instagram.
All crews report
Orders.
It's taking years.
Destination.
Epic.
Receiving headquarters.
hailing frequencies open. Transmission.
This is just embarrassing at this point.
Hailing frequencies open.
We gotta get all of the epic dialogue, so don't worry. I'll be cringing at all of it.
Good day, Commander.
So, there's not really an AI here. I don't know why there's barracks.
Hailing frequencies open. Your orders.
Wait.
There are more stasis cells here.
Zerg here.
There's a Protoss within this cell as well. Maybe this computer terminal can
Imagine saying this.
Test subject 25 in cryohibernation. Neuroscan compiling data. DNA code computed and archived. Psionic emanations minimal.
The audacity of these Terrans confounds me. If they seek to know more about Protoss warriors, I will give them a first-hand lesson.
Excellent.
Set a course. Take it slow. I heed thy call.
Mischance! Mischance! What the fuck? N strikes back.
Entaro Adun. I do this for so be it.
Dude, imagine being a real human being and doing that.
We have you on visual.
Imagine the humanity.
We have you on visual.
Also the idea that this is the only thing.
Let's roll.
More men. Classic. I could mind control this SCV. But I have nothing to repair besides my battlecruiser, so bye.
I do this for ire.
Alright.
You address me.
So we do have a High Templar. Useful for Hallucination and Psystorm. I don't know if you guys have ever used High Templar before, but it seems like the game doesn't know whether or not I have either. So it's decided to offer me some
Good day, Commander.
opportunity to learn
Slow.
how it's done.
Make it happen. Engage. Take it slow. Engage.
Ah! Well, I don't know what I expected.
Reporting.
Receiving headquarters.
Dude, what the fuck?
We have you on visual.
Do I need another science vessel? I guess I could use one. I was just gonna feedback it otherwise, but I certainly don't need to. Oh,
Affirmative, sir.
bye.
Let's roll. Commencing. Excellent. Let's roll. Transmit orders.
I certainly don't need any more irradiates happening on my fucking hero that needs to survive the mission. Because unfortunately, he needs to live into the sequel. Mischance. Mischance.
Receiving
Mischance.
affirmative, sir. Let's roll.
Mischance.
Excellent.
Dude, how many fucking men are there?
Affirmative, sir.
This map has too many men.
Commencing.
Hi.
Affirmative, sir.
Nice blending. Looks very organic.
Excellent. Commencing. Excellent. Let's roll.
Oh.
Excellent.
Oh, how could you?
Affirmative, sir. Let's roll. Affirmative, sir.
What is even over here?
Excellent.
3.
Let's roll. Excellent.
So they put a lot of effort into this map, in case you couldn't tell.
Greetings, command. Transmit orders.
I didn't even pay attention to what was down there.
Receiving headquarters.
Check this out.
Excellent.
Fuck you!
Commencing.
That might be the stupidest thing I've done in this entire playthrough, honestly.
Have you on visual?
Wait, I gotta kill one. Oh, fuck. Why couldn't Miss Chance help me out?
Have you on visual? Let's roll. Commencing. Transmit
Perfect.
orders.
It's exactly what I wanted to see. Yay. By the way, this is just based on how many times the sound file plays, which is insane hard code. Come on. Everybody's watching. Don't have performance anxiety now. Finally, I can kill Necron. Who better to do it too than Ahmed? Honestly, what a fucking simulation this map has become.
What's this? There is a Zergling in this tank. What is going on here?
Test subject 27 in cryohibernation. Neuroscan completed and archived. DNA code computed and archived. Gene splicing between test subjects 25 and 27 completed. Experiment 2273 progressing.
By the gods, this can't be happening.
Sorry, Zerg but it's happening. You are slowly turning into a mongoloid. Where's Ahmed? Where is he? Hey, get back here. Ahmed? Ahmed! A Zergling in this tank, by the way. A Zergling. No, there were 3. Ahmed! Perfect. Well, everybody's all good.
I do this for Iron.
Receiving headquarters.
Oh yeah, where's my battlecruiser? He's blind over here. I couldn't even tell he existed. What's up, bitch? Hey, Ahmed. I have you. What, dude, what the fuck was that? A meeting of the Ahmed clones over here. Oh, I know what my next map crap is. Ahmed creates hybrid chicken. And farms some more pixels. I mean, pickles. I don't know why I said pixels. Alright, what else we got here, boys?
Headquarters. Let's roll.
Who's it gonna be now, huh? Imagine if instead of the feedback sound, it actually just plays the... Ah! Okay. Hey, I did what I had to do, man.
Affirmative, sir. Receiving headquarters.
Oh,
Affirmative, sir.
thanks. Oh shit. I don't have enough for another mind control, so can you fuck off, please? I guess not. Go for it, baby. Give him a smooch. And I don't mean feedback. Also, the idea, again, that you just have no security, so a random fucking Zeratul can walk up and
Take it slow.
take a look at all your shit. It's pretty embarrassing.
One visual. Commencing. Excellent. Affirmative, sir. Excellent. Let's roll. All crews reporting. Take it slow.
3 battle cruisers.
Orders.
Not enough energy.
Receiving headquarters. Hailing frequencies open.
What is even the point of the
Receiving
science vessel exactly? Besides to get kissed?
Set a course. Transmit orders. Receiving transmission. Receiving headquarters. All crews
Listen,
reporting.
you can't irradiate me, okay? It's just not allowed. I like how he just panic casted it. Like a true degenerate.
Anyone visual?
Frequencies open.
There it goes.
Frequencies open.
Anyone visual?
Incredible. You know what that means, Ahmed? Get in there! Wait.
Transmit
I don't have enough to dematrix him, unfortunately.
receiving transmission.
Listen, we gotta kill these tanks so that Ahmed can have his glory day. His glory moment. His glory hole.
All crews reporting. Make it happen. Set a course.
I did not expect that.
Good day, Commander. Yes.
See you, nerd. What's is going on over here? Oh, they've got another bunker.
Warriors have engaged the enemy.
Turn up the heat.
Fuck him up, Ahmed. Save Ahmed! Hey, don't steal his kill. Ah, you piece of shit. Now you must be punished. Alright, I think I'm done role-playing. I think I can just walk in here now.
You address me. I do this for iron. I've never seen a creature like this before.
Test subject 29 classified. Protoss Zerg hybrid, imperfect cryohibernation. Psionic emanations minimal.
No.
Magnificent, isn't it?
What? Who are you?
I've had many names throughout the millennia, young prodigal. You would know me best as Samir Duran.
Kerrigan's consort. Is this part of her twisted schemes?
No, young Kerrigan could not have engineered this grand experiment. Although her rebirth into this Zerg swarm has sped up my progress, I can assure you that this endeavor is quite beyond her narrow understanding.
If you are not her pawn, then what are you?
I am a servant of a far greater power. A power that has slept for countless ages, and is reflected in the creature within that cell.
Have you any conception of what you've created here? Do you have any idea what this hybrid is capable of?
Of course I do. This creature is the completion of a cycle. Its role in the cosmic order was preordained when the stars were young. Behold the culmination of your history.
All I behold is an abomination.
Your violence, young prodigal, is typical, as is your inability to comprehend the greater scheme of things.
You can destroy all of the specimens here. It will do you no good. For I have seeded the hybrid on many, many worlds. You will never find them all before they awaken. And when they do, your universe will be changed. Forever.
Blech. Needs no real recap. Complete tangent, has nothing to do with the rest of the story. Another epic twist that we could not have seen coming regarding Duran. And yeah, just more aids that sets up Starcraft 2. Reason enough to delete the map from existence.
Left with the unsettling knowledge of the hybrid, Zeratul returned to his ship and left the Dark End behind. Unable to explain his numbing discovery to his companions, he could only sit and listen to the Protoss victory screen for the future of the universe.
Omega N! Fested platform over the planet Char, Kerrigan's base of operations.
Cerebrant, our scouts have just identified 3 separate fleets approaching this platform. With Duran having disappeared, and the bulk of my brood still on the surface of Char, you'll need to hold off the invaders by yourself.
You sound worried, Kerrigan. Have I caught you at a bad time?
Not at all, Arcturus. How'd you manage to scrape up your new fleet? Been raiding the salvage dumps again?
I called in a few favors, made a few concessions. You'd be surprised to see how many special interest groups in this sector want to see you dead.
I'm sorry to have to disappoint your new friends, Arcturus. But you really shouldn't have attempted this stunt. It'll take more than your 3 little fleets to bring me down.
3 fleets?
Yes, 3!
Don't play dumb, Arcturus. I've already spotted the other 2 fleets.
Kerrigan, this is Artanis. My brethren and I have come to avenge the deaths of Phoenix, the Matriarch, and all of the other Protoss who fell before the Swarm. It is long past time you paid for your crimes against our people.
When it rains, it pours.
The Protoss, too. Care to take a guess as to who the 3rd fleet is?
No need to guess. It's Dugal and the remainder of the UED fleet.
That is correct, Kerrigan. This is Admiral Dugal. I am giving you one last chance to surrender your forces and submit to the sovereign authority of the United Earth Directorate.
Gee, that's a tough one, Admiral. You'll have to let me think for a minute. You know, Admiral, I think I'll just massacre your remaining troops now and watch you die in that.
You vastly underestimate me, my dear.
I don't think so, Admiral. You see, at this point, I'm pretty much the queen bitch of the universe. Not all of your little soldiers or spaceships will stand in my way again.
So be it.
Oh, my head hurts. Oh, my bleb organ has failed. My cringe autistic fit organ. It's overloaded. Can I even do anything other than destroy all enemy forces and then uninstall? Oh, 3 fleets? 3 hatcheries? 3s do come true. You know what I mean? Well, you know what we're doing here. We're killing the sunken colony so that we can build the hatchery a little bit closer to the gas. Can't believe in the last mission of the game, they fuck you on gas placement. Yeah, every single line of dialogue there was pretty terrible. At least Artanis sounded like he was actually invested in what was going on. It's not something that usually happens in this game's story. But, you know. Kerrigan definitely just never sounds convincing when she's supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Alex from Half-Life. if you know what I'm talking about there. If you know the reference. It's pretty similar to that, in my opinion. So, who do we want to get rid of first? These guys don't expand, they just got a bunch of shit pre-placed for them, so... Ahmed? Wow. Isn't that epic timing? Send attack add 1 zealot, attack add 1 fire bat, and attack add 1 medic. Also that we can see what's going on here. It's fine, dude. I literally was just over there. Alright, we're gonna need to move things along here. Also, didn't Duran say that they just finished moving everything over where it needed to be, relocating all of your shit to the orbital platform? I guess they finished doing that, and then she said, move everything back down to Char. Which we did before the 30-minute timer had started, apparently. Instead of it being like, our last base is down there, and it's not very well set up, so... What do we got here? Doesn't look like any upgrades. Alright. I'm tempted to go poke my head in there, but I don't think that would end very well. What evolution was that anyway? Oh, it was Hydro range. Oh shit! Mengsk is flanking! Alright, we're gonna try to spike real hard here with a fast +1 everything while also having all Zergling and Hydra upgrades. And of course I will spend my next bit of gas on Missile Tier 2. And we'll be in a pretty good spot here. Okay. So with this strike force, once we again finish this tier 1 upgrade, we should be in perfect position to utterly destroy our enemies. By that I mean specifically targeting a specific man. They at least are attacking with much larger forces now, which is something they previously did not do, so... That was Adrenal. Oops. We won't quite be ready yet, but I think we can still do it. It'll spike in while we're on our way there, I think. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's just some more pre-placed junk for you. Where's that Overlord? Reasonable. Oh yeah, I forgot they had all this shit. Just gonna keep some units back at home here this round. Oh, they had way more shit than I remember. Look at all the battle cruisers. That's pretty impressive, to be honest. At least we have a million Zerglings in their base. Oh yeah, we got a lot of damage dealt there, and we're well on our way to having another tier of upgrades. I think we'll go ahead and try to secure that area where there's a million replaced things. Personally, I think that would be a good use of my forces here, and I can just... Oh, hold on. Hold the phone. Executed. Though admittedly this is pretty rough. They don't exactly have a large number of upgrades, but I just don't have that many units. So I guess we'll just have to take this. What a bunch of weirdos. Fucking sidelined, dude.
Forces are under attack. We require more minerals.
How unfortunate. I only just set that up. I did say I was going to move it anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, of course, they're both blind as well. Why the pre-placed units and missile turrets fucking everywhere? Oh. That's reasonable. What a stupid use of a battlecruiser on top of it all. All right. I do think that at this point, and again, there's no scaling factor to the AI, so beyond what they build in a different order or whatever. So while they still have a ton of shit, they take forever to upgrade, so don't think we should be in too dire a strait. It's the blind one. Shit, homie. Oh, I got another one down here. Oof. Let me send these blind ones back home so I don't have to guess which one is legit. Yeah, at this point we've already spiked to the last of it all, I'm pretty sure, as far as these upgrades are concerned, so all's well that ends well, I suppose. Notably, I'm laying into the UAD here, and I'm not receiving pretty much any, you know, feedback or, like, nobody's counterattacking me or anything. What are they doing? Reasonable behavior. Oh. Honestly, I had no idea this entire time. Did they really attack at one Reaver? Oh, they attacked over here. There we go. Now we're getting attacked. Yeah, fuck that spore colony. Oh, it's not even placed on creep. That's a hallmark of an epic map right there, man. Alright. We don't even need one over there, honestly. I guess I'll just put down another sunken over here instead. We are once again poor, though, so we are going to try to fix that one. Matrixed fucking man over there for no reason. I'm a little bit more concerned about the Protoss side anyway. I really just need some Zerglings back at home to cover the rest. Well. Yeah, we have everything already. Yeah, they have got no upgrades at all. I don't know where everything else went, but go ahead and slap down a couple more static defenses. This is my life now, by the way, just spamming keys. Hope you guys enjoy. I don't know how the UED have not died yet, but you know. Oh, it's because they have more of these. Executed, honestly. Killing the other guys shouldn't be as annoying in this case, purely because we've hit a critical mass elsewhere. Alright, just go fuck their reinforcement base over there. But yeah. Here's hoping, anyway. How unfortunate. Well, hopefully they don't build anything else that I can't detect. I like how that fucking medic was like, fuck you, dude, I'm healing the SCV. Screw you, Ahmed, you piece of shit. I sent that drone there because I thought I would be able to expand there, but I was fucking mistaken. Oh, I guess I could have just taken this the whole time. They've got like a barracks over here or something. So they send occasional units in there. Fucks with me. Yeah. I figured as much. At this point, we've chewed through most of their big air units. Oh, never mind. I guess they have a billion fucking units over here. That's my fault for the rally point being over there. But why are there so many? Battlecruisers. Who thought this is a good idea? Huh? Does the D in UED stand for Dawn or what? See you, nerd. Oh, this is impressive. Yeah, I guess we managed to clear it out at this point. I wonder if they actually rebuilt the those units at any point or what. Oh my god, of course they've got another one. Why wouldn't they? Where even are all of these units coming from? Seriously, I want to know. Holy shit, they've got so many battle cruisers. Oh my god, they've got 3 battle cruisers. Again. Man, I thought it was too much when they had 3 before. Forget about it now. Oh, something happened over here. I'm not sure what it was. Of course. And the sheer number of pre-placed shit. Reasonable. Just allowed his man to get killed, dude. Holy pre-placed production structure. Why don't you come over here and make sure that this is cleared away? I don't want to go over there and see that there's a bunch of shit in my way still. Oh, my battlecruiser. Of course. Oh man, can you believe it? I mean, I'm sure you can believe it, but that idea that the final mission is just nothing but a fucking boring slog. Other AI suicides, wraiths, and reavers at you, and that's it. I think they're all damaged a little bit, and they're following around the 1 repair SCV, which is pretty impressive. I guess I should have kept the repair SCV alive. Classic. Way to bait me, bro. Oh. No! They're all flying into death. Why does it keep happening? Ay, ay, ay. Well, we've finally done it, I think. Nice bunker. You know, they have a battlecruiser hiding away in that base. Still. Unless this is the same one. I'm not sure whether that's the case or not. Go ahead and assume it is not the case. Oh, I guess they forgot to repair this one. Okay, bye. It'll just slowly burn down. That's reasonable behavior, honestly. I fully support that. Also have a cluster under attack by? Oh, it's just a wraith. Imagine building that many wraiths and not getting cloaked. Like, now you're just talking crazy. Not that you weren't talking crazy before. Oh, I should probably get some more drones over there. What? Fucking spider mine over here. I think? No? Oh, I've got no fucking idea. Yes, Protoss, you are next. Millions of Corsairs. What is still over here? Oh, they must have a starport? Yeah, they do. Well, I lost everything somehow. I'm not quite sure how that happened. Well, I guess I didn't have that many units over here, so... The attack move command probably has something to do with it.
I am prepared to offer terms of surrender. It is my wish that you allow my men to live.
You're not in a position to offer me anything, Admiral. And I don't take prisoners. I'll tell you what. Turn your remaining ships around and start heading back towards the Earth. I'll even let you have a head start before I send the swarms after you. It'll be interesting sport to see how far you get before you die.
Oh. Nuker? Radiator? Hey, get out of my selection. Asshole. That's pretty impressive. Run, homie! I'm after you! Mwah. That's a hallucination, by the way. Oh, I guess it wasn't a nuker. They just wanted to attack me with a couple of fucking ghosts. I don't know. Suit yourself, man. What do you mean? You have enough. Don't lie to me. That's fine. Oh. I'm kind of stuck like trying to remember shit from this version of the map versus from the version of the map that I made for Nemesis a long time ago. So I thought there was like a base and a north-facing ramp and a bunch of other shit. I really forgot what was going on here. Yeah. Regenerate your shields, you probe. Is this an area town or something? Why the fuck is there a probe over here? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, over here, why don't you? Alright, and from here we'll be going on to relentlessly kiss Mengsk to death, because the Protoss fell over without a fight. Unsurprisingly, I guess. Alright, go fuck them up. Yeah, at this point, I don't think there's anything they can do. Though I am running out of money, I guess. It's just that I have so much potential money in the future after this, so it almost doesn't even matter. Yes, charge towards death. Flamer doesn't even have upgrades, to be honest. Okay. Kill that. What is happening to me? Executed. They're trying to Archon merge, but they were too busy dancing. Pranked. Pranked to death. Oh shit. They're actually sending units at me. That's pretty crazy. Guess we'll go fuck them up next. Oh yeah, all of these units that I've sent over here to go find Mengsk's space because I forgot where it was. Another good one. Oh, hi. I'm sure it's fine, whatever it is. It's an Achmed, a vulture, and a fucking tank. How bad could it be? Although they probably have a million tanks. Oh, they killed my Hydra down. I was wondering why I wasn't able to do what I needed to do there. Just wiping out half their base without looking. A classic maneuver. Yeah, they have a lot of tanks, as expected. Hello? Why? Why doesn't it fucking tell me? The one I'm looking at is blind. Jesus Christ. Idiot. I probably sent a blind one over there, as a matter of fact. Like, you'd think it would just light it up like a parasite or something. Oh, I don't know where that one is. Doesn't appear to be over here. Oh, it's right here. Are these both blind? Dude, what are you spinning for? Holy shit! Oh, I accidentally won.
For the Protoss will never forget your treachery. We shall be watching you.
What are you gonna fucking voyeur me or something? Get out of here, dude. Another classic. Gotta keep those bases warm for me. Blind. Where's a non-blind one? Alright. Nice tanks. Hey, you think they wanted you to use air units or something? I guess I could get defilers. At least he gets Wraith Cloak. Doing Minx does something better than you. Besides make DF laugh. Hey, get out of here. You may have fucked up. Okay. Amazing. At least the AI in this particular case had some personality differences between all of them. You know, they weren't all the same in that respect. With antenna, it almost feels like you're cheating, honestly. No way you should be able to actually see what's going on there. Now, they do have a factory over here, so that would explain why there's a steady stream of tanks coming out. Oh, I'm actually going to run out of gas pretty soon. Okay, my Zergling hordes have just about arrived. Yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going. Destroyed. He sort of intelligently used the walling technique there, but not to extreme utility. Where my Hydra's at? Oh, I guess I don't have any. Oh, some barracks over here. Hey, at least he tried to nuke, you know? I gotta give a guy credit. Holy tank. I guess they dropped all those. Alright. Get out of here. Yeah, I think the only production structure he's got left is probably... Unfortunately, it's going to be whatever's up here. Just elevator a couple of units over. What does this remind you of, huh? I don't know, literally anything else that wasted my time in the same way. Well, that's it. GG, dude. GG the whole fucking game. I think this is the first first map that actually lets you win when you kill all the enemy production structures. Specifically. 3 nuke silos.
Congratulations, Kerrigan. You've beaten me again. Just remember that I'll be out there, waiting for you to slip up. Because sooner or later, you'll make a mistake. And when you do...
Prank. Oh, I guess I do have to do it, don't I? I have to open the map up in the editor. I have to complain about it. First thing I see is some psychotic expansion in the top left. Well, what can you say about Starcraft Brood War? What can you say about Omega N? Fested platform in orbit over Char. I just, so much of this game has been very puzzling, especially the story, but a lot of the gameplay decisions also feel pretty weak, pretty half-cocked. And just looking at the sheer number of pre-placed battlecruisers that were on that map, that we saw, that we felt from playing, but also that I'm actually looking at, screen that you can't see yet, is really telling for the whole thing. The whole experience has just been dreadful. And this map is really no different. I think this map was memorable for most people because it was a map that tasked you with actually building more than one base and getting a lot of units and suiciding them at enemies. And I guess if you were somehow, maybe because you're really young or just brain dead, you didn't pay attention to the story before, so you were actually invested by this point instead of just thinking the whole thing was a fucking laughingstock, which it was. Maybe then there's also some catharsis there or some appreciation for the end result of it all, but I honestly can't fathom a world where I would look at this and I would feel like I was, done a great service by the developers. This whole expansion has been terrible, but really it's been building on the shitty factor, like the how toxic the game was. If you had to plot the development or the game's toxicity on a graph, it just increases the longer the game goes on. It's like, especially when they outsource it to other developers who probably don't understand the game. Not that Blizzard understood the game very well, but they probably understand it even worse. And, the whole thing falls apart pretty quickly, I think. And so I just wish that, there had been a few more examples of how to make more compelling RTS missions. And particularly that the AI editor had actually managed to make it into Star Edit, because that would have changed a whole lot of stuff. I've talked about this before, but there was an AI editor planned for Star Edit. And because it never shipped, nobody ever had access without using mods to adding custom AI. It's not an excuse to not do the custom AI work, but the fact that it didn't exist meant that for a very long time, people just looked at the game and assumed that you were just meant to use the default Blizzard scripts and you weren't meant to make custom AI. And I think it sent a signal, or rather, it didn't necessarily send any particular signal. I guess when you walk into an area and you're trying to mod something and it's not allowed, that does send a signal, right? But that being said, having the AI script editor there would have sent a signal that it's expected that you would write custom AI for your project. And this is like a core understanding of what makes a reasonable project. That is one that uses custom AI. The examples still would have been terrible from Blizzard themselves, but the idea is that with with a bit more accessibility to the modding, maybe we would have gotten higher quality products a little bit faster, right? And maybe people would have entered into it a lot sooner than they did. Even the same people like myself and, Iquare, Veek, who've come in and started writing custom AI. Everybody who's come in and Necron has released products where they've made custom AI. And, the people like Veek Balethal, Dark Metzen, whoever else, who have written custom AI since, Heltrix, for the map craps or whatever, or even for their own projects that haven't been released, these people may have started that process a lot sooner had this been at the forefront, and maybe we would be further along in engineering. You know what I mean? You consider the idea that it's sort of like the Romans knowing about steam engines and just not using them, or whatever the fuck. It might not have even been the Romans, but there was some civilization that had discovered steam technology, had invented it, and didn't use it for anything. And so, if we had done something like that, we would have industrialized a lot sooner. And maybe back in the fucking early thousands or something. And then who knows when we would have gone to space as a result of that. You know what I mean? Like, it would have rocketed us forward a lot sooner, a lot further in our tech tree, if you will, as a species. Well, I feel like if more people had been introduced to custom AI and if custom AI had been in the forefront of people's minds a lot sooner when it came to custom content, that would have changed a huge amount of what kind of content we experience. It's a similar premise, even though it's obviously a very ridiculous corollary to make, but you know, that's my specialty. So, yeah. The game gave you a lot of bad signals, both as a custom content designer and a content enthusiast who might be interested in playing custom content. It sends you bad signals for how to play the game. It sends you bad signals for how to make content for the game. And it sends you bad signals about the relationship that you as a player should have with the content. You know, it's not here just to occupy your time. Back when Starcraft was maybe more of a novelty, RTS games in general are maybe more of a novelty, you had less opportunity, right? There's less things, generally speaking. Forget about RTS games specifically. Less games were out there. Less content was out there for you to experience. There's less things competing for your time. And as a result, I guess maybe you could get away with not actually competing for the player's time yourself. I still wouldn't recommend it. I still think it's a really bad thing to do. You should compete for your player's time. But considering the idea that, when it came out, the game didn't compete for people, like there was not enough stuff to create competition, and StarCraft still was the de facto best RTS. Well, it still is now. Obviously, that's its own sin, but you get the idea. At this point, we're dealing with the fallout of not having any competition, right? And that's a big problem. The fact that this game barely competed for your time ever in the actual story. And, it's just there to occupy your time. That's all the missions were. They weren't there to say, hey, you got to be this good to play. You got to be this good to win, rather. You got to be, you want to beat me, I'm going to make you work for it. I'm going to compete for your time. I'm going to give you an experience that you're going to remember. Here, at best, I'll remember it because it's bad, not because it was actually memorable in a worthwhile sense. That being said, let's talk about the map itself, and then we'll watch the closing cutscene and get on out of here. It's been a real journey to this point, and we still started with a bunch of pre-play shit. Not to worry, we just take a look at the starting forces for Mengsk, whose base I didn't really look at until I had already breached in some way or another. Nice spider mine up here. I don't know why the fuck. Who thought the spider mines on the platforms were a good idea? Yeah, the whole thing is a prank there. But yeah, tons of tanks. 114 starting supply. One base. Two bases, actually. Two starting bases. Classic. I think all of the AI started out with that. 128 starting supply for the Protoss. They have their main base over here. And they have the starting extra base over here. And a couple of outposts. I guess all of the AI also started out with a couple of outposts. Mengsk is kind of hard to say because, he's just got a very blobby base. But for sure, all this shit is like an outpost for the UED, and the UED themselves, 142 starting supply, because 42, because 3. Wow. Nobody thought while they were pre-placing all this shit. All right, credit to them. They actually built a starport over here. That's impressive. But nobody thought while they were pre-placing all this shit. Hey, they built a bunch of barracks over here too. That this might be the wrong move. Maybe this doesn't make any sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense for the fucking battlecruisers to be so numerous, right? I'm counting 4 battlecruisers in the main. 1 over here. Yeah, they started with 5 battlecruisers, guys. Maybe nobody thought that maybe that was a little excessive to start the enemy off with 5 battlecruisers. 142 combat civil. Oh, just supply. Forget about the rest. Ridiculous. Like, at what point are you creating a product, and at what point are you just wasting my time, right? Like, we've long since drawn away from product to time waster. And this is a commercial product, and people paid money for it, and people were paid to make this. And that's enough for me to condemn it. And it is condemnable. The idea that you can't even access, like, talk about map flow. Remember I mentioned map flow problems in the 7th mission, drawing of the web. Because you had to walk around, like, up to the right and then all the way back around in order to get to clear all your objectives. Well, over here we got you know, if you do what I did and kill the UED first, then you have to go all the way down around. You know, I was able to sort of make it worthwhile by killing the Protoss and then wiping my way over to red. But fuck me, dude. I couldn't, for the life of me, go from like red to white or white to red, right? I would have had to go back through my own base. In fact, that's what I had to do when I had a bunch of production structures up here and I was ordering them back around and stuff. So, like, this whole thing is just a prank. Oh, and not to mention, this map is actually where this is probably not the first time they do this, but it's something that I figured I would mention. They actually modified the energy cost of hallucination to 75 for some reason, but some other stuff like Psystorm is 100 instead of 75. Recall is 100 energy instead of 150, and Stasis Field is 150 energy. I think it's only 100 normally. So that's like, yeah, it's 100 normally. So in this particular case, they're doing that. Oh. I saw enabled by default, disabled optical flare. Oh yeah, they just disabled medic stuff. Yeah, it seems like they only did that for the Protoss stuff, but I can't imagine why. It's like they told the AI to build so many High Templar and Arbiters, and then they kneecapped them by making it so that, like, oh, they would rather cast Hallucination than Storm. I don't think I saw a single Storm that map. I think the only Storm I saw this entire fucking campaign was in the previous mission, Reckoning, the previous macro map. And, like, the idea that they didn't bother to just tweak the number of units that are spawned is just so crazy to me. I can't believe it. What a mess. And yes, map flow is terrible. There's this expansion I could have taken, but I didn't feel like it. I guess it's fairly defensible. But, you know, this map needs so much work in order to even be playable on an outline basis. Forget about, like, the AI and stuff. That will do it for our playthrough of Starcraft. If you can believe it, we're actually done. Let's watch this shitty cutscene and get it over with.
Once again, I stand atop the broken bodies of my enemies. Victorious, but not unscarred. The Earthborn Directorate has been destroyed, and the Overmind lies dead and trampled beneath the ashes of Char. As for my unlikely allies, I think that I shall allow them a reprieve. For in time I will seek to test their resolve and their strengths. They will all be mine in the end. For I am the Queen of Blades. None shall ever dispute my rule again.
Blech.
Dearest Helena, by now the news of our defeat has reached the Earth. The creatures we were sent here to tame are untamable, and the colonies we were sent to reclaim have proven to be stronger than we anticipated. Whatever you may hear about what has happened out here, know this: Alexei did not die gloriously in battle. I killed him. My pride killed him. And now my pride has consumed me as well. You will never see me again, Helena. Tell our children that I love them, and that their father died in defense of their future. Over.
Shortly after Dugal's defeat, the remainder of the UED fleet was overtaken by Kerrigan's forces and eradicated. No UED vessel ever made it back to Earth to report what had transpired. With his ragtag fleet beaten and crippled, Arcturus Akmensk fled back to Korhal to lick his chicken and plan the reconstruction of his pickle farmers. Art Anus and the Protoss survivors returned to Shakuras to begin rebuilding their once glorious civilization. Zeratul and James Raynor went their separate ways and have not been heard from since their departure. And alone, floating on a dark platform above the burnt-out planet of Char, Sarah Kerrigan, the queer of Blades, sat and lorded over the ravenous swarms. Unable to shake the feeling that a great threat loomed just over the horizon, Kerrigan could only stare off into the vastness of space, where she beheld a great void. Or perhaps a reflection of a hollow victory and of the trials yet to come.
If that's not Edge for you, ha! Game design. We all know that's a lie. Oh, fuck! I accidentally clicked exit immediately. Now that's funny. Hi guys, we're back. And that was it, man. You know, Jesus Christ, I didn't even have my mouse button clicked. I must have just smashed my escape key so hard I vanished from the ether, if you can believe it. Well, that is it. That is where we leave off here. This playthrough was a real eye-opener, but I do think that I was able to provide some pretty good commentary, pretty good analysis. Apparently, a lot of people have just sat on these memories and never considered them again, so it was a real pleasure to bring you guys all up to speed, bring everybody together for a glorious 15-part saga. That's 3 times 3 plus 3 times 3 minus 3. So that's a lot of 3s. Take all the time you need to do that math. And that's where we are. That's what has become of it. That's what has become of everything, if you can believe it. And yeah, like I said earlier, it's 3, man. That's it. So I did mention, just some housekeeping at the end here, that I will be doing some forum posts, I think in the near future. If you're not on the forum and you're interested in contributing to the discussion there, you may find a link in the description of this video to join the forum. If you're not on my Discord server, you will have to fill out a form that says who you are and why you're joining. You can just say that you're here because I told you to join for the forum discussion about StarCraft. But otherwise, if you are on the Discord server, just DM me and tell me what email you used, and I'll approve you. And yeah, we do also have a Discord server. We talk about this shit all the time, especially more recently because obviously I've been making videos about it. So you can, of course, pop in there and pass the literacy check and then join us in our glorious conversations about crows, frauds, and the Antioch Chronicles. Oh, it was frogs. No, I don't remember what the fuck the joke was, but anyway, that all being said, here we are at the end of the Brood War playthrough. I think I will do a special ending segment as well related to the manual. I'll look through the manual and I'll probably do some sort of like Q&A or responding to some comments that brought up some points. So yeah, the last bit of housekeeping there is if there's something like that you wanted to ask, or just some point you wanted to make that maybe I'll be able to respond to in more depth than a YouTube comment by virtue of making a separate video for that. That'll be a section at the end of the manual look over, which I'll be looking over through the PDF, and we can have a good laugh at that. I'll probably talk a little bit more in depth about some of the more pressing issues that are related to the setting that aren't strictly related to the plot, but why I think the setting still has some potential if you are very selective and you cherry pick certain things. More or less similar to how people do it with the Bible. You kind of want to do the same thing with StarCraft's premise, with StarCraft's setting. Is you just want to pick the stuff that works for you and ditch everything else. Because a lot of that shit, like not eating fish or whatever, you just can't handle. Wow, I don't know where I got the not eating fish part. It's like some really old Doug Stanhope joke that poisoned my understanding of the Bible, but pretty good stuff anyway. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, leave your fucking comments. I'll read them and yell at you for leaving them. And maybe I'll also do a recap of some of the conversations that have been happening on the forum by that point. I don't know when that manual episode will go live. It probably won't be as quickly as these other videos have done. But as far as I'm concerned, we've concluded the actual playthrough. And the rest of it will just be like a discussion piece. So stay tuned for that. And otherwise, I hope you have enjoyed the playthrough. And I hope that it has opened your eyes. Hope you've opened your mouth and swallowed the crow pill. And now you are ready to sprout wings and fly. Take care, be well, and don't die.